Hi, good people. Rita Talk Show. Let's talk creativity with amazing Karolyne Klaire. I know you guys are going to love this interview because even from the conversation we had, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. Welcome, Karolyne.
Thank you so much, Rita. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. We truly appreciate.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. So it's amazing how much you've done with creativity and your role in it.
Yes.
So please tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so a lot of people know me as Karolyne Klaire, and it's more or less my brand name. My name is actually Karolyne Klaire Mies.
Oh.
Yes, I'm the daughter of Mr. Mies, a fine pastor at Hallelujah Ministries, actually.
Oh.
Yes. Well, I'm a creative at heart. That's all I can say. I'm a creative at heart, and I really do not have any boundaries in that sense. And it's really what has brought me here today. Yes. I'm also a mother of a 9-year-old, a proud mother of a 9-year-old.
You're really taking good care of yourself.
Thank you, thank you. One must learn. To be able to understand who you are is very important, because then you can brew yourself to the person that you want to be. It's very important, and I'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
It's part of why I love fashion, it's part of why I love creativity, and it's part of why I build my life and purpose is around that.
Wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
So please tell us more about what is it that you do as a creative person.
Okay. I do a lot of things. Where do I start? First of all, I like to call myself the visualist. A visualist. I'm a visualist. Everything I do involves visual communication. All right. So whether it's the way you dress, or how you want to communicate an ad, or anything really. I do have a company called Color Creative House.
Color Creative House.
Yes, Color Creative House. It's a creative hub, and it's a sole appropriated company. It's only me. I'm the only man standing right now.
Yeah.
And soon, hopefully in 2019, I will open up a solid hub where I can be able to build the youth and build people and students and basically creatives who are interested to really brew their talent. However, right now I currently work with clients on a freelance basis. Okay. I work in branding and advertising.
Nice.
I do digital social media. A lot of the brands that I work with are lifestyle brands.
Oh.
Yes, lifestyle brands that involve fashion, clothing, food, just the basic day-to-day products and services. Yes.
I told you earlier that whenever I look at your page, it's like you're talking to me. There's always a new story going on. How do you manage to do that?
Oh wow, where do I start? So through my journey of where I am now, I have had so many lessons and so many experiences that I've gone through, and I know that it is God speaking to me to be able to share that. So every time I do something, whether it's a project or whether it's an assignment or something, I always think of it as, how am I fulfilling my purpose in this? You know, how can I use my God-given talents, or how can I use the things that I'm interested in to really bring forth something? You know, that is inspirational, or something that even if it's the simplest thing. Yes. So on my profile, I like to mix a lot of things that I enjoy, but at the same time give you a little bit of the truth of what I'm thinking and how my mind works, and you know, just a form of expression, because that's what creativity is really about.
It truly is. It truly is. For us, we manifest in books, and for you, you manifest in something so different.
Yes, like I call it intangible. Intangible, yes. Because the main aim for me here is to inspire others and the youth to really go for what they want and what they desire, but with a purpose. I use a hashtag called Journeys of Purpose. And everything I do, I think you've noticed that, right?
Yes.
And everything I do, I always look and see, what am I really doing here? You know, who am I touching? You know, whose lives can I change? And even if it's something so small, you know, it's really important to be able to plant a seed in someone, and a seed of truth. I call it truth. truth is derived from knowledge, okay? Whether it's knowledge, whether it's truth, there's a small seed that everybody needs to be able to build and flourish. So I always want to be that person to be able to plant a seed in you that's going to make you think like, hey, you know what? I want to do this, or why aren't I doing this? Or I want to take the next step to do this, yes. And through creativity is the way that I do it, yes.
And to tell the truth, I'm also exploring myself as I do this show.
Yes.
On the fashion side and on the creative side,
Yes.
I'm still exploring myself. And I use your page as well so much.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
Yes. So on the part of touching people's lives,
Yes.
well done. Because I think when I go to your page, it's talking to me, and
Yes.
that is important to me, because
Yes.
I think it's no longer about you alone.
Yes.
It's about everyone who looks at it.
Yes,
How do you
yes.
manage to touch each individual
It's,
separately?
you know, it's really about looking at the day-to-day things that we do.
Yeah.
And being able to see the good in it, being able to understand the difference that you're making each and every day. Like I say, moving back, everything starts with one step,
Yeah.
you know? So every time I post something, I just don't post for the sake of posting. I
Yeah.
post and say, you know what is this thing saying? What is it saying to me?
Yes.
And I stay true to myself, because if I don't stay true to myself, then I cannot truly express myself. And there I've realized that others don't connect that way either, you know? And I have also realized that every time I sit down and I write something in correlation to whatever images I'm posting,
Yeah.
it has to do with what happened at that instance. Even if I'm posting something that was last year's, I'm going to bring it back, but there needs to be a reason as to why I'm putting it up there.
Yeah.
So I always look at the purpose of it. Purpose is something that I have been searching for many years, and it's something that I continue to search for. And I also hope to inspire others to really look into what the purpose is in their life, daily life that they do. And I think it's very important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
And I think what I get again from your work is your energy, and now I can truly feel it. Your energy is so pure. I don't know. I feel it. And I'm thinking, with your journey through purpose and you creating value, how did you begin? How did you begin this journey?
Where do I start? Okay. First of all, what you said, very true. I've actually witnessed a couple of people come to me, especially a good friend of mine who I recently met physically. We were talking online, and I got a chance to meet her. She's a very beautiful young woman who's doing great things and empowering women through a product that she sells and makes in Tanga. And recently I posted up something, I can't even remember what it was, but she told me, you know what, Claire? There's a light that shines through you. I don't know what it is.
It is true.
But there's something that is just keep, whatever it is, whether it's through your creativity or through, let me tell you a secret. It's all because at the end of the day, I stand, every time I go home at the end of my day, I look and I say, okay, what did I gain out of my day? Did I gain what I really wanted? And if not, did I gain, or did I help someone to gain something? And that small little thing gives me joy and happiness. And I don't do much. I really concentrate on my creativity, whether it's photography or brand building. But the purpose of me being able to be there and to help someone fulfill something is the highest calling. I don't know, it's the highest calling.
It is so fulfilling.
Yes, so fulfilling. So, when I look back and I think about how I really started, it really started with when I became a mother, and I was a person who was into art. I used to paint a lot.
Oh.
Yes, I used to paint at school. I used to draw. I was an artist at heart. However, there was a time my parents sat me down and was like, you do beautiful art. You love to draw. You love to express yourself. But how can you really put this in perspective in today's life? How can you be able to change your life, not really change others yet. At that point, I was not even thinking like that. How can you be able to change your life or change where you are and be able to make an impact, you know? And I thought about it. It took me like 2 years, and then God actually brought a beautiful son to me, and it was really a struggle in the beginning of the year because I didn't know how to be a mother.
Yeah.
But he taught me how to be a mother and to love.
Yeah.
You know, and how to be graceful, you know, and I began to slowly apply that. He began to teach me how to apply that to my lifestyle, to my passion, to my art. And I guess it just started there. It was in the year 2009.
Wow. So he brought all this
Yes.
through you.
Yes, through me.
Oh, it's amazing.
Through me. And you know, till today, whenever we sit down and he sees me doing my work, and he'll always be interested, Mama, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's this?
Yeah.
What's that? And I'll explain to him, and even though he doesn't understand, he takes it in. He just takes it in. He's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I didn't understand it, but okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And he just teaches me humility. He teaches me, you know, how to be humble with being able to trust the process.
Yeah.
To trust the process,
Yeah.
because creativity is also being able to understand you as a person
Yes.
and who you are. And I think that is where I've been able to use my post to express myself through fashion,
Yeah.
through design, through photography.
Yes.
Recently, I have been getting into a lot of fashion photography. I started out doing photography in the year 2012. And I must say, in the beginning, I wasn't quite sure, okay, what am I doing? What am I focusing on? But at the same
Yeah.
time, I was very urged and inspired to do something with the camera, to create something, to show what my eye is seeing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And with that, I just took the camera and just started shooting away, shooting plants.
Yeah.
I love nature, by the way. I
Wow.
love nature. Whenever I travel, I like to just sit in nature and breathe
Yeah.
and pray to God. And I started shooting nature, leaves, plants, and I started seeing the beauty in
Yeah.
the colors, in you know, in life itself. And I started to appreciate the true art of this world. And that's just how I continued to build myself. And then I saw the purpose in what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to really understand that this journey is not something that you can wake up one morning and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. No, it's a process. And
Yes.
I'm still at it. I'm still at it. And hopefully one day I'll be able to write a book like
Wow.
you.
I'd love it. Isn't that the beauty of creativity?
Yes.
You learn. Each day is an opportunity to learn.
I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
And it's a gift, to be honest with you, being able to learn and constantly learn. And whenever I meet people or anybody for that matter, they always ask me, hey, you know, what do you love doing? And I'm like, what I really love doing is expressing myself.
Wow.
Just expressing myself.
Yeah.
I feel like it's truly the calling that I have to express myself. And whatever medium I use, whether it's through fashion, art, photography, videography, the main idea here is to express myself. And when I think about how I express myself, it's really about being able to understand who I am, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
Being able to, ni muhimu sana to be able to kujitambulisha mwenyewe. Who are you in this world? Who are you and what sets you apart from this person?
Yeah.
And once you can understand that, oh my gosh, you will be very powerful, number one. And when I mean powerful in the sense that powerful to change lives, powerful to make a difference, powerful to change something around and turn it. It's a form of transformation.
Exactly.
You know?
You become so aware.
Yes.
So this is what I think, or I believe.
Yes.
It takes highest level of vulnerability
Yes.
to be able to be creative.
Yes. Yes.
And you put your soul out there. And so many people are so fixed in the sense that fear is overwhelming.
Yes.
And it's driving people to anxiety.
Exactly.
And what is your message of hope to someone who is creative and they have it in them, but they're scared of being judged? They're scared of being vulnerable.
That's a very good question, Rita. I mean, that's rather a very good probe question. You probed me really well over there. Okay, so where do I start? First of all, trust is very important, okay? You need to trust yourself. Whatever it is, because everybody will be able to identify, okay, napenda hiki, I like to do this, or napenda hiki. Lakini, like you say, you fear to understand where to start.
Yes.
You fear to take the next step. But the first step you need to do is trust yourself. And when you trust yourself, that means that you have fixed yourself in a position or a situation to understand what your next step should be.
Yeah.
You know, whether it, even if it's okay, even if it's to look help to somebody else to help you find your next step, you will take that step to ask somebody else, please help me.
Because you trust yourself.
Because you trust yourself.
Amazing.
It is very important to trust yourself. And honestly speaking, once you start trusting yourself, you start believing in yourself.
Yes.
And once you start believing in yourself, you start creating a situation where, hey, you know what? I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to try this. And regardless of you trying to do something, and even if it fails, you can still pick yourself up and say, hey, I'm going to try it again. Trust yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the number one thing.
I think that's the best lesson.
Yes, that is one of the best lessons. And actually, you just reminded me. There was a day my son asked me, Ma, no, actually he came and he told me, hey, Ma, I don't understand. At school they were teaching a topic, I think. It was something to do with mathematics. And he loves mathematics, you know, but he was not one to speak up in class a lot. Came to me, he's like, Mom, you know, at school I feel ashamed to talk, or I don't want to talk, or, you know, if I talk the kids laugh at me. And I'm like, but why do the kids laugh at you? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I told him, ask yourself why the kids laugh at you. Or when you go to school, try and speak and see what is the problem. So when he went back to school, he came back, like it took some time, about a week or two. He came to me and he's like, Mom, the kids are laughing at me because I don't know how to say this in Kiswahili, but anakigumizi, like he tends to stutter sometimes. Kigumizi, right? Like he seems, it's not that he's not confident, but sometimes he second guesses himself, you know? And I told him, hey, listen, do you understand, when you stand up and you know the answer, you know that you know the correct answer. You trust yourself.
Yeah.
You stand up and you say you trust yourself. Why are you letting others come in between and interfere with your trust?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, Mom, I don't know. Because they're laughing at me, but they're laughing at you only because they don't understand you. But you understand yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, hey, Mom, that's true. So he went back to school, and the next couple of weeks seemed to be very good. But then I had an issue. There was a day I had an issue. And I was really, really struggling and finding it hard to find a place of understanding of what I was doing. I was doing some work for a client. And I couldn't quite understand what I should do or what direction I should do. But I had an idea. But I was second guessing myself.
Yeah.
So I sat there and I was getting angry at myself. Like, so normally we have I live in a very small, petite apartment with my son. And whenever I'm working on the dining table, he's watching TV or something. And he saw me there. I was very frustrated. And he came, Mama, what's wrong?
Yeah.
And I said, you won't understand. He's like, try me.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, come on, tell me what's wrong, Mom. And I'm like, I can't get this right. I don't know what to do. And he's like, Mom, but aren't you like really good at this? Of course, he didn't understand what I was talking about, but he's like, Mom, aren't you really good at this? And I'm like, yeah, Ivan, but you wouldn't understand. And he's like, try me. And I'm like, okay. I just tried to explain a few things. He's like, oh, I don't understand. But Mom, this thing, I see you do this all the time.
Yeah.
Why don't you trust yourself?
Oh my God.
Right then and there, I was like, you know what? Thank you, God.
And they sent from heaven.
Completely. So trust is something very important. Trust yourself. When I began to do photography, I was second guessing myself. I tried different things, and I was like, I'm not satisfied with I'm not satisfied. So I tried 3-4 times, and because I didn't get the outcome I wanted, I fell back and I didn't trust the process. I didn't trust myself. So I fell back and I stopped practicing photography. I stopped experimenting. I stopped working with people and I paused for a while. And then I began to feel an urge. Something told me, hey, why are you stopping?
Yeah.
You know, and I continuously ended up meeting people. I love your photography.
Yeah.
Why aren't you doing any more? Why aren't you posting? Please, I want to work with you.
Yeah.
I said, hey, you know, I need to trust in myself a little more.
Yeah.
And really, it just starts with trust. That's all I can advise, trust, and the rest will follow.
Yeah.
Step by step.
Ah, that's the best advice.
Yes.
I promise.
Yes.
That's the best advice. So, before we end up,
Yes.
what message do you feel, does your soul feel like sharing to Tanzania, to Africa? What do you feel like sharing now?
Okay, so first of all, I live my life right now through purpose, through a purpose that is given to me by God, which is creativity, but how I apply that and how I apply that in the sense of how I serve my purpose to others is important. Okay, and I'm not telling people that they need to serve others to be able to go through their purpose or to get their purpose or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is that kujitambua is very important, to understand yourself and identify yourself as who you are. Say, okay, let me give you an example. I am Karolyne Klaire.
Yeah.
I love colors. I love nature. I love beauty.
Yeah.
Right? I express myself through that. So through fashion, through design, through photography, I try and express what I visually see internally, externally. That's why I call myself the visualist. Okay? Are you with me here?
I am with you.
Having,
it's so deep.
Yes, having to identify that, I'm able to say, hey, okay, this is what I'm to do and this is what I'm not to do. Okay? Being able to identify yourself is very important because then you already know I have a stance in this and no one can take it away from me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And once you do, you slowly can work on it. Slowly by trusting you and what you believe in, okay? And trusting the process of how to build that gift or that interest that has been presented to you. Because I'm telling you that there is nothing wrong with being able to try something and for you to fail at it. Because it just shows that you want to try it. Even if you failed, you're going to learn something from it. And then after that, you're going to come back, you're going to evaluate the situation, and you're going to step back and say, hey, you know what? I tried this, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Let me go back, evaluate the situation, and say, okay, this I'm going to put behind, this I'm going to take. And then you take your step forward. And even if you fail the second time, I'm going to tell you the lesson you learned the first time helped you get to the second one.
Yes.
And if you failed the second time, you would have learned a different lesson. And it's important because people normally see failure as something like, I failed at this, so this is not for me.
Yeah.
No, that's not the case. It's just what we call a red flag as to change your positioning, change your direction, change the way you see things or your perception. And this is how I really stress on expressing. Whenever I express myself through social media, I really want to make sure that I express myself with a form of creativity, but at the same time that people can relate to. You know what I mean? Not just you who is interested in fashion or creativity or who writes books, not just someone who works at a bank, but somebody who is lost for hope and who needs that hope, who sees something bright, you know? And to be honest with that, it has changed lives in my perspective. I get messages from people, especially young girls, who tell me, hey, you know what? I really want to do this, but I don't know where to start. I said, okay, where are you? What are you doing now? What have you done right now? How do you look at the picture? You know? And also something else that I would actually advise is to create a vision for yourself. Sit down and write. Or draw.
Yeah.
Or paint.
Yeah.
Or cut magazines and stick. If you see something that you are longing to have, you are longing to do, a desire, work on it. Meditate on it. Come back to it, you know?
Yeah.
Because that will then trigger your mind. Actually, something interesting I came across the other day. Actually, I'm sure you've heard. Reginald Mengi has released a book said, I can, I will, I must.
I've read it.
You've read it?
Yes.
I'm yet to read it.
It's
but
amazing.
I heard his interview, and I really like what he said about the mind and how it works.
Yeah.
The mind is a tool, your own tool that you can use to your benefit. If you tell yourself, I like this, you will like it and you will continue to do it and express yourself through that.
Yes.
Right? If you say, hey, I want to cook myself breakfast, and you go in the kitchen and say, hey, I can cook myself breakfast, you're telling your mind already that I am able, I'm capable of.
Yes.
And I think that is what the book embodies, right? Similar aspect as to apply to your life is that when you tell yourself you can do something, believe it with all your heart that you can do it. And after you believe it, something will push you and you will do it. That's why it says, I can, I will, and I must.
Yes. And so it starts with me.
Yes, it starts with you. It starts with you and being able to tell yourself. Words are very important. Hey?
Yes.
Words are
Powerful.
very important, are very powerful. That's why I said that if I post a picture up without putting a caption, I feel like it's empty because I feel like I need to fulfill it with something to be able to back it up. Because people may perceive an image a certain way, but that perception of that image is theirs.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And my perception is mine.
Yes.
So if I do not express myself fully, they will not understand my perception. They will see their perception and only their perception, but I also want to give them a bit more of my perception. And that's how I feel like the gap bridges. Being able to show someone, hey, what do you see? But then also being able to say, this is also what it is. So by the time you look at it and you say, hey, I see this from this direction, or this is what I'm seeing, at the same time, my advice to you, because of my experience, comes in between. It bridges the gap.
Yeah, it does. It brings understanding.
Yes, it brings understanding.
Oh my God, this is so deep.
It is very deep. I'm a very deep person.
You are! Isn't this amazing?
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
meeting deep people.
Yes.
Because it helps me too.
Yes.
Guys, we are talking creativity. Jamani, you will thank me, I know. So, before we end the show, I want to ask you just simple things.
Yes, no problem.
What do you do to rejuvenate?
I do have a lot of things.
Yeah.
However, one of the most important things I do is every morning is a rejuvenation process for me. Because I believe that the baggage that you leave behind the previous day is something that you should not wake up with the next morning.
You're
and even
right.
if you have to deal with that, you should deal with it with a fresh and new mind. So there are a few exercises that I do in the morning. The first one is I do core exercises. Yes, I wake up. Actually, let me say number 1 to 5.
Okay.
From as I start my day. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is pray. I pray. It's a must because I believe that the Lord is guiding me and my journey.
Yes.
And after I come out of bed. First thing I do is rush to my son's room to see how he's doing because he gives me life.
Sweet.
Yes, he gives me life.
The joys of motherhood.
Let me just say this, very important. Even if you're not a mother, it's important to be able to understand your refuge or your point of refuge, your center, the center of your life. And my son is the center of my life. My son and creativity.
Yeah.
So it's being able to run to that should be able to uplift your spirits.
Exactly.
Always.
Yes.
Right? So after I'm done with him, he knows he's supposed to take a shower, fix breakfast. Then I go back into my room because my room is kind of like my safe haven. And I do a meditation. I just meditate and say, hey, I breathe in deep breaths and I say, I repeat to myself an affirmation. Whatever it is I'm going through or whatever affirmations I have signed up for that month or week, maybe I'm struggling with being able to fight time management.
Yeah.
This is actually perfect because I'm not a perfect person, okay? I struggle with time management.
No one is.
So I say, Lord, or I will be on time. I will face so and so and so on time.
Yeah.
Or I will make sure I will write down all my tasks and I will complete them at the certain time. And I will, once I do that, it jogs in my mind that, hey, this is something you need to work on. You know, this is where the formula of I can, I must, I will comes in, actually. I haven't read the book, but I resonate with what he's actually saying. And from there, my day just tends to work out. And then after that, I sit down and I write my tasks for the day. Okay? And I don't like to complicate my situation, whereas I'm writing tasks that I'm supposed to be doing 2 weeks, or I'm supposed to deliver 2 weeks from now.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. I always say, divide your tasks into two main categories. The first category is urgent, and the second category is important. Both are important, but one is urgent and one is important. And once you can list yourself down, once you've listed your tasks, you can segment them in those. I would advise you to deal with the urgent first, and then the important after that. I'm telling you, it will do wonders. It will do wonders. And then after that, I enjoy my day. And when I do come back home or close my day, whatever the case, yes, I do pray, but there is one important thing I do that I think most people forget to do, is to evaluate their day. Evaluate their day and see, okay, sometimes you don't manage to finish everything. You don't manage to finish everything on your task list, but you look through your day and you say, hey, I managed to do this. Hey, I managed to do this. After you've listed down the things that you managed to do, ask yourself, what did I gain from the day today? What did I learn? Or look at your goals and say, hey, did I achieve anything today? Or even if I didn't achieve, did I help someone achieve something today? It's so important.
So
it's
fulfilling.
So important.
By the way, I do that too.
You do? High five.
And I ask myself, what have I learned today?
Yes.
What is it that I've done that I want to forgive myself?
Yes.
And if I sleep now, Lord, let me rest well.
Yes,
so
definitely.
if it's my last day,
yes,
I feel good about the day.
Yes.
So that's really important.
It's very important that you feel content before you go to bed. You feel content about, even if you did not complete, let me just tell you guys, even if you did not complete the task at hand, and it may take you a while to do so, whatever it is that you are on a journey on, just understand that there is a process. There is always a process.
Yes.
And things don't happen overnight.
They don't.
They don't. And you must trust yourself, and that's the only way the process will be able to flourish. You know? And document.
Yes.
Document it. If you don't document, you can't go back and say, hey, you know what? On days that you are struggling, on days that you don't see the light, or on days that you feel that everything is going wrong, go back to what you've written and see what you said. Let me tell you, I guarantee you it will uplift you completely.
That's nice.
Completely.
Thank you so much for your
You're
time.
more than welcome.
We learned a lot. We learned a lot. Asante sana.
Asante na wewe. Thank you so much.
I'm
Rita.
so happy. I'm so happy. Creativity, I hope you're going to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to try and trust yourself. That's the lesson for today. The main basic lesson is trust yourself. And then ask for help if you need to. Thank you very much. Rita Talk Show. Please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, rita.tarimo. And remember to visit Central Park, and I'm dressed by Fab Trends. Thank you. Love you, good people. Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.